I gotta take a break from that. Let's see what's on the news here.
Good evening. Welcome to the WXYZ News at 7. I'm Nick Savannah.
Ooh, that is a handsome devil.
Our top story tonight. The SuperSniffle has claimed its first victim in our state. Despite being more than 6 months away, county and state officials have made the decision to cancel the state fair. Citing concerns over health, safety, and large crowds gathering in one place.
Oh my god! Cancel! This is a tragedy. I don't even like the rides. But the food! Funnel cakes, elephant ears, corn on the cob, turkey legs, and of course, the Greek food, the gyros, the tzatziki, oh my god. Well, I guess I've got a few months. Maybe we can put in a little research. Pick ourselves up by our bootstraps. And make some good Greek food at home. Let's do that. For proper kebabs, we will need the following ingredients. 1 pound of ground lamb. Now, if you do not like ground lamb, I understand. Ground beef will work, but lamb is traditional. We will need pepper, salt, some freshly minced parsley, olive oil, about 2 to 3 tablespoons worth, and then our spices. We will need 1 teaspoon garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of coriander, 1½ teaspoons of onion powder, 1 teaspoon dried thyme, 1½ teaspoons of smoked paprika, and 1 teaspoon of cumin. Again, description will have all the details for you if you didn't take notes. All we gotta do now is mix all this stuff together. Go ahead and get that parsley chopped up really nice and finely, and then in a large bowl, put your 1 pound of ground lamb or beef and half of the parsley. Go ahead and go in there with those dried herbs and spices, a fresh crack of pepper and a heavy pinch of salt, and lastly, about 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil to keep everything nice and moist. Go ahead and mix that together until it's well combined, and then just set it aside. While our meat marinades away, we need to discuss the components of tzatziki sauce, one of the best condiments in the world. It requires plain Greek yogurt, full fat or non-fat, whatever you have or buy is fine. 1 cucumber, olive oil, dill, garlic, and some recipes call for vinegar, some for lemon juice or lemon zest. I say, why not both? Go ahead and get your yogurt scooped out into a bowl, and then add in 1 crushed or finely minced clove of garlic. We're going to add about 1.5 teaspoons of white vinegar, and then the zest of half of a lemon. We'll season that up with some fresh cracked pepper and salt, and then add about 1 tablespoon of finely chopped dill. Now, as it relates to the cucumber, you're going to want to put a paper towel over a plate, and using a box grater, you're going to want to grate the cucumber into pieces. Now, there's a lot of moisture in there, so we need to fold that paper towel up into a ball, squeeze very tightly to get as much of that liquid out as we can. That would ruin the consistency of our tzatziki. Now, once you've got that done, unroll it, plop it into your bowl, and we're going to need to add a couple of tablespoons of olive oil for the right consistency here. Go ahead and fold everything together, mix it well, and set that aside for later. Now, when it comes to our beef, we've let it marinate on the counter for about half an hour. We're going to want to go ahead and get that out and form it into kind of a little log shape, and then flatten it out, something that would fit right into a pita. French fries. Have you ever made them at home? I bet if you did, you haven't done it again since. Why? Well, it typically involves 2 different frying stages, large quantities of oil, keeping temperatures in the right place, and quite frankly, it's just not worth it. So what do? We turn to oven fries, which are quite frankly often disappointing. Now, in the season finale of season 1, I showed you what is, I believe, the best oven potato dish on the market. There are other ways to alter the state of the standard baking potato to achieve perfection in the oven, but what if you just need a really good oven fry and you've only got about 30 minutes or so? Let me help. I like to cut these medium-sized russets into thirds, and then taking those outer pieces and cut at an angle so that I have kind of like a wedge-shaped potato. You can just go right down through the middle for the center cut slices. Go ahead and get those into a bowl with a good glug of olive oil, and then we're going to season that up with a good bit of fresh cracked pepper, a really heavy pinch of salt. Potatoes need salt. And then I'm going to go about a tablespoon of smoked paprika and about a half a tablespoon of garlic powder, and then just shake that around until all the potatoes are nice and evenly coated. Get those onto a sheet pan, and we are going to put those in a 450-degree oven. Put the heat to them for about 15 minutes, then flip them and go another 15 minutes more. Now it's time to cook our lamb. So I've got a cast iron skillet here over medium-high heat. I went ahead and put them in and just pressed them down to make sure they're making nice even contact with the skillet. We're going to let those go about 5 to 7 minutes. Now after 15 minutes, I have taken our oven fries out, and they need to be flipped. I put them all in one direction so that when I flip them, I can make sure I've gotten them all flipped to the appropriate side. Those are going to go back in for another 15 minutes. It's time to flip our gyros, and they are looking golden brown and delicious. Go ahead and get those out after another 5 minutes and drain them on a paper towel. Get the oven fries out, and my, have you seen anything that golden brown and delicious come out of an oven recently? As far as our accoutrement for our gyros, I like a little romaine lettuce, I like some thinly sliced Roma tomato. I also really enjoy a bit of red onion. Now when it comes time to serve, you're going to want to take a pita. I warmed these in the oven while the oven fries were baking. You're going to want to place that so that just an inch or so is hanging over the edge. Put down a bed of lettuce. Go ahead and put down one of your pieces of meat, a couple of slices of tomato, and finally a few pieces of our red onion. And of course, the best part here, we get to sauce it with that luxurious and creamy tzatziki sauce and garnish it with a little bit of our leftover parsley. Fold up the sides nice and tightly. A warm pita here helps. Wrap the foil around the back, and there you are. So let's see how this came out. That lamb is so flavorful, and the addition of the olive oil really keeps it very nice and rich as it cooks. The tzatziki sauce is, as I said before, it's got to be one of the best condiments in the universe. It's creamy, it's tangy, the cucumber really cuts through the fattiness of the lamb. And these fries. Anytime you can eat an oven fry without having to douse it. Anytime you can eat an oven fry without having to douse it in ketchup or ranch, that's a win for me. These are crispy and have great flavor. Well, it really is a shame we're going to miss out on the fair this year, but at least we won't miss out on some great Greek food. Hope you enjoy it. Drop me a like, and until I see you again, go make something delicious.